So now that we've established what is the best diet or way of eating to lose weight, which is pretty much just eat clean. Now, the most common question that I get is, which one should you do? Should you count calories or should you calculate macros? And the difference is, counting calories is you're counting how much calories you need to sustain yourself in active or in sedentary rest, or just more so in sedentary rest. And then macros has everything to do calculating that how much protein you personally need, carbohydrates, and fats. Those are the macronutrients, and you can calculate how much you personally need to reach your goals. Calories is the same way. The differences is one is more focused on macronutrients and how much you need, and one is focused on just the calories itself and bringing yourself to a caloric deficit. Because honestly, the simplest way to lose weight is eat clean and bring yourself to a caloric deficit. There's two ways to bring yourself to a caloric deficit. One, through your diet, by lowering your calories no more than 500 based off how much you need. Or two, adding in your intense workouts so that can bring you down to a caloric deficit. So eating at your maintenance, meaning however amount of calories you need to take in, let your workouts be what helps you to bring yourself down to a caloric deficit. So those are the two ways that you can do that. Can they be combined together for faster weight loss? Yes. From my experience, when I first started losing weight, when I was 220 pounds, that's exactly what I did. I paid attention to my calories and keeping myself at a caloric deficit by how I lowered my portion control as far as certain carbohydrates and fats, and having really good intense workouts, high intensity interval training. That's what helps. So clean eating and good intense workouts is what's going to help you to lose weight. That is the best way that I can explain it. I'm going to show you guys how I calculate my calories needed as opposed to how much macronutrients that I need. And pull out a paper or pencil to write this down. I will have a link down below of the calculator that I'm going to be using so that I can show you how I manipulate those two aspects of to help with my diet. Although I don't use this process anymore, I do come back to it every once in a while when I'm getting closer to something that I just want to lose weight for. So I do use both of those tools, but for a beginner, I believe the calorie deficit is the easiest to work with. So let me show you how that's done. So here is an overview of how I calculate my calorie intake for fat loss, depending on my lifestyle, if I'm moderate or light activity, and how much as far as percentage and even grams, how much carbohydrates, protein, and fats that I would need for each of one of these programs. So moderate activity, and we're not, we're adding in workouts, but this is the one I tend to pay attention to the most because I am not very active when I'm not working out. So most of my days is pretty light. I'm at the computer, I'm recording videos, I'm making wigs, I'm doing all kinds of things, and it's not like I'm jumping and standing and having a very active lifestyle outside of working out. So this is what I pay attention to, and then I look at how much it takes for me as far as calories to bring myself to a caloric deficit to lose fat. And this gives me my macronutrients, and this is how most of the time it should be calculated for my body type. So this is just for my body and my weight and everything. So this is just a quick overview of how I calculate it. So I'm going to show you from my phone how I did this because my numbers are different now. So step one, I pretty much rewritten this out because my numbers are different now. So for light activity, I'm going to pay attention to my maintenance and how much I need to be in a caloric deficit for fat loss, along with how much macronutrients I need for each one. And then I'm going to do for moderate, because sometimes I do have weeks where I'm working out almost every day and my work schedule is pretty hectic. So for me personally, I need both. But if you do not have a very active lifestyle, you want to pay attention to light. If you do have an extremely active lifestyle, there's moderate, and there's also, I believe, extremely active too, when I show you the link that I'm going to be using. And then this is for my Fitness Pal, so that I'm able to calculate, you know, as far as percentage of carbs, protein, and fats that I can plug into my Fitness Pal, which probably more than likely it will kind of be like this. Well, what I'm trying to say, more than likely it will be like this. So hopefully this is focusing in. This is bodybuilding.com. And what I type in is calorie calculator, and it kind of gives me, you know, articles or information on where I can find the link to that. So what I'm going to do is make sure this link is down below in the description box, and you can get started with it at any time. So you'll probably pause this video just so you can get to it, and we can do this together. Totally up to you. But the very first one that says Total Body Strong, Calories and Macro Calculator, that is the one that I am going to press. I'm going to scroll down because it's an article, you know, that talks about total body workouts that work best. And your diet is very important when it comes to weight loss, or even keeping your body at a good weight and just being healthy. So I'm going to plug in my information. This is what you will need. I'm 39. I'm female. And I'm probably answering all of you guys' questions through this. I'm 5 foot and I'm 6.5. So 5.5. And I am currently 147, not 137, 147. So this is where I'm currently at. I know that I fluctuate in weight. So, yeah, I fluctuate between 147 and 148 for the past couple of days. So I know I'm somewhere in this area. And then the goals, you can choose. If you're trying to gain muscle, it's going to tell you you need way more calories. If you're doing maintenance, it's going to tell you exactly how much you need just when you're in non-active mode alone. And then for fat loss, it's going to tell you less in order to lose weight. So it is about a caloric deficit. So it also asks about activity, whether you're light, moderate, or very active, or extremely active. They have numbers where they compute that with. There's like 1.5, 2.5 being the highest. So instead of you having to do the calculations yourself, it does it for you. So I'm going to do for maintenance because that's the most important part for me. And then I'm going to let it calculate for me. And this is what it's going to tell you. So it's going to say target daily caloric intake is 1494 for me. And how much carbohydrates, proteins, and fats that I need, it gives me a range between 176 to 221 grams for carbs, 147 exactly on the dot for protein, and for fats, 44 to 88 grams. So this is what my calculation shows for maintenance. So I'm going to write this down. All right, so now I've written everything down, and this is based off light activity so that you guys will understand that I picked a light first. So now I am going to keep it at light, but I'm going to change my goal to fat loss. So when I want to lose fat, I'm just going to change it from where it is, and then I'm going to press calculate, and it'll recalculate it again. And it'll give me this. So that means I need to come down to 1345, and then it still kind of gives me the same as far as carbs, protein, and fat. So it's still about calories in versus calories out. Your macronutrients may not change. This is for balance for me. So I wrote that down. So to reiterate, I hope I'm saying that word right, to reiterate or iterate or whatever. I wrote it down, and this is based off light activity. We're not even adding in workouts. This is me needing to know maintenance and me needing to know fat loss when it comes to diet alone for me. Now, when it comes to gaining, it may tell me to add in about close to 200 calories, and progressively going up if I do it myself. But the calculator does everything for you. So you would do the exact same thing for moderate. All you have to do is just change the information to moderate, and then you will find out what your maintenance and your fat loss is, because all of that is there. So if I change it to maintenance and I change it to moderate, because I do intense exercise, but I have a sedentary lifestyle in a sense. And so those are the things that I'm going to change. I'm going to recalculate everything. And then there it is. So if you notice, it's still giving me the same carbohydrates, but it upped my my amount of calories because of the activity that I am engaging in my lifestyle. So that's a big, difference. And for me, this kind of helps me to gauge where I need to go. So I got 176. I still have 176,221, and as far as carbs, 147 for as far as protein and fats. I have 44 to 88 grams, so, and carbs. So I write that information down, and then I kind of continue from there. So as you can see, the numbers are different from weight to weight. This one was when I was at 150 pounds. And this one is now sitting at 147 pounds. So this is before, and this is after. And you can see the numbers have changed more so in, what I want to say, yeah, more so with, you see it's less for moderate, and we're talking about weight loss, but it's changed more so in the amount of calories you need to take. So as a beginner, focus on caloric deficit as opposed to how much, carbohydrates, protein, and fats that you need. As long as you're eating those things and eating the right things, you should be able to stay within this range, because that's what it has. I would never suggest anybody to go under 12,000 calories. Do not start off with this. Slowly drop down to that. That is my advice to you as a nutritionist, as a dietitian. Don't go past this number. That is unrealistic. And this is really best for closer to an event or a show that you're doing when you're trying to go this low. So don't start off like this. Give yourself time and slowly drop your caloric deficit down. Don't go lower than this. And this is my advice to you. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on diet. The truth is they all work. It's just keep your diet clean. No matter what you do, keep it clean. Pay attention to your caloric deficit. You can do that. You can actually add this information into MyFitnessPal. I'll do that in another video. If you guys have any questions for that following video that's going to be coming up, where I show you how to use MyFitnessPal to help you reach your goals, please make sure you leave a comment down below. If this video helped you out, please thumbs it up. I'm trying to do more teaching videos, more so than vlog style videos, because Instagram TV has arrived, and I can do kind of both on Instagram and here on YouTube, but more so in teaching you guys diet when it comes to you creating things for yourself. I have new programs on my website right now. I have the intermittent clean eating and intermittent fasting programs that are there. I have the rapid fat loss program, which includes pretty much everything, down to tips on meal prepping, grocery lists, understanding intermittent fasting and which one works best for you. And there's like several meal plans that are there, and there's also vegan and vegetarian options as well, because I'm somewhat of a vegetarian, because the only protein I really take in is plant-based protein powders and eggs. That's pretty much what I do. So I do have options for just about every diet style: paleo, vegan, and vegetarian. They're there. So that program is there, and there's also the Kickstarter program for you beginners, just giving you a quick basics of what to eat, what time to eat, and definitely what your workout should be just starting off. It's a beginner program that could help you switch over to the rapid fat loss one if you're interested in that. So check that out. I have the link down below in the description box for all of those programs. And I believe I have a ketogenic diet on there as well, so that the numbers and everything as far as fats and proteins and carbohydrates are pretty much calculated already for you. All you have to do is follow the plan. So please thumbs this video up if this helped you a lot. Check out my website for those programs, and make sure you comment down below if you got any questions that I could help me to do for the next video that I'm going to do with my Fitness Pal and inputting this information in. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Again, thanks for watching. Check out these programs. They're 50% off right now. Also get custom meal plans and training programs to help you reach your goals. I'll see you guys in the next video.